So, here we are, floating around in the middle of nowhere on a basketball called Earth, in the middle of space, with everything completely balanced. With the sun up there for the light during the day. We have a moon up there and stars for a light at night time. Everything is coordinated. This little ball revolves and rotates on its axis. Down here we have millions of different species of things, all coordinated in an environment that supports each other and doesn't kill each other, apart from the problems man is causing. And we don't consider at all why, wherefore, what for. The sun comes up in the morning, goes down at night, the tide comes in and the tide goes out. And what does the most intelligent being on the earth do? Rush around trying to make money. It's a paper thing called money. It's not even worth the value of what it originally was. And what do we do with that money? We buy stuff. And we do that all our lives till we get to about 65. I don't call that intelligent at all. I call it stupid. And sometimes we get sick of running back and forth, going to work every day, waking up, going to work, coming home, going to work, coming home, looking forward to the weekend, looking forward to smokos, looking forward to lunch times, looking forward to knock-offs, looking forward to holidays. What do? We save this money and then we pay exorbitant airfares to go somewhere, or boat fares, or or bus fares, or train fares, to stay in a hotel at exorbitant prices and eat food at exorbitant prices that we would normally not do. And we call that a holiday. And what do? We see people in other countries, and what they see. They see the sun come up, the sun go down, the tide go in, tide come out. And what are they doing? Exactly the same as what you were doing before you jumped on that plane and paid the exorbitant hotel fees. Working their butt off, trying to save up for a holiday to go and see what you're doing in your place, which is exactly the same thing that they're doing. You know how ridiculous is that? That's ridiculous. I think we really need our heads read. We need to work out, what the hell are we doing here? What's it all about? What's it for? Why? Instead we ignore the issues and we believe that it just all happened. And that when we die, we die. The sparrow will land and sit on our graveyard and shit all over it. Nobody will come and put any more flowers there after a few years. They'll even forget that you're there, or which graveyard you're in, or where. What's that all about? I think we need to work a few things out, and I'd like to start talking a bit about that on this next. When the sun comes up in the morning, just before sunrise, you hear all the birds. What do you hear them doing? Singing. They sing. They don't rush around, have a shower, go to the toilet, have a quick coffee, jump in the car and head off to work so they can make some money, so they can buy stuff. No, they sing. What do they sing about? What are they so happy about? I think they're happy about the fact that they're not running around there trying to jump in the car and sit in the traffic for 2 hours to get to work. So they can grab another coffee and a smoke, maybe, have a smoke break, so they can tap away on a computer or talk on a telephone. Bible says that God cares for the sparrows. Not one sparrow dies without him knowing. Says he clothes the lilies of the valley. And even King Solomon in the Bible, who was the richest and wisest man that ever lived, was not clothed as beautifully as a lily in the valley. He says, don't be concerned about what you wear. Don't be concerned about tomorrow. For sufficient today are the problems and evils. God will look after you, he said, because he's your Father. Now, of course, if we believed that, we'd be like the sparrows. We'd get up and we'd start singing. We'd be singing in the shower, we'd be dancing around the place there, and we'd be thinking, now what are we going to do today? I think I'll go down the beach and lie on the sand. Or I think I'll go out in the garden and potter around and do a bit of digging or whatever. Or I think we'll jump in the car and we'll drive up into the mountains and have a picnic. Or I think I'll watch a sunset tonight, or the sunrise this morning, and love my wife, and enjoy my children, pat my dog, feed the chooks. But man doesn't seem to want to do that, because man is so caught up with buying stuff and spending his time on this earth getting paid paper money for, so that he can buy more stuff, because of course man's never satisfied. Start off with an old car, want a brand new car, and then want the next model, and then the next model, and then 2 cars, and then 3 cars. Big flashy house, more rooms, less rooms. If we obeyed the gospel according to what it said, we would not be in so much problem with sickness, cancer and all that. Most of it's stress related. It's all to do with your mental attitude. And you see, we are mentally retarded when you think about it, compared to the average bird that sits in the tree in the morning and gets excited. You see, the sun is always going to be there. The sunset's always going to be there. It's been there from the time we were born. We wait till 65 to sell our goodies, jump in a big van and travel around to sit down and watch the sunset. Why do we do that? I think we should have done that as soon as we knew how to walk. So, we retire at 65 and we start doing the things we'd really like to do and would have liked to have done from the beginning of time. and we call that retirement. If you try to do that at 15 or between 15 and 30, they'd call you a lazy, useless, layabout, scumbag, scabbing off the system. If we get our Winnie or our Mini or our Maxi Bago and we go off and join the troops of the grey nomads, and we suddenly discover life and what it should have been in the first place, and think, why didn't we do this earlier? Yet we've sent our children off to make a living and make something of themselves, get a life, get a job, get a marriage, get a mortgage. And then we discover that that probably wasn't what it should have been all about in the first place. See, most of us in life like pleasure. We like to do things that turn us on, give us a tickle. We don't like anything that is hurtful or hard work. We spend our life trying to get a tickle. Let's say the next best thing to an orgasm is actually the sneeze, and that's about how long an orgasm lasts. And that was so flash, once upon a time they used to sell snuff, tobacco snuff. And the elites, Richies, used to buy it, and every now and again they'd shove some up their nose and get a good sneeze or a secondary orgasm. We spend our life looking for pleasure, pleasurable things. Tickle, tickle, tickle. Not considering the purpose. The things that are really important, eternal things, we don't consider to be important. Yet the interesting thing is that hell is eternity. It's a long time. And it says people will be in hell, in the lake of fire, with weeping and gnashing of teeth, forever and ever regretful that they didn't work it out here on earth and chase pleasure for the rest of their lives and suddenly discover they've got eternal pain for eternity. I don't think that's a very good pursuit. I don't think it's a very good ambition. And I think somewhere along the line somebody has to work it out.